Whew. Hello, my darling Fumi Nation. How are you? How are we? The tempo of this video is a little bit different. As much as I like to be upbeat, sometimes it can be very challenging. For those of you that are stopping by for the very first time, you're so very welcome indeed. MARSHAWN KNEELAND from the Dallas Cowboys, who had the perfect touchdown on Sunday, had passed away by Thursday. For those of you that know me, I'm an empath, and so it takes a lot for me to do stories such as this. One being anybody that is young, boy or girl. It always breaks my heart at 24, when your life should have been starting. Another very heartfelt reason for me personally is because he died by suicide. His girlfriend Catalina had alarmed the police, and she had also divulged that MARSHAWN had a history of mental illness. He had sent a text in his family group to say goodbye, and the police pursued him on the freeway, lost him, found him, but by that time he had already evaded the car that he was driving. His mother passed away the year before, and I think that has a lot to do with it. All of us are struggling with something, and all of us, including me, all of us wear masks because perhaps we don't find a safe space, perhaps it's just easier to get on with your day. That way you don't have anybody to talk to, and you're also struggling with such a depression that people might feel very surprised that you were going through. Everybody that talks about him will say MARSHAWN had a great future, that he was doing well, he was young, the future was bright. But MARSHAWN was going through a terrible time. A terrible time. And I feel so sorry for him, because I think what people don't understand is those that think about suicide are not selfish. We hear it all the time. They were so selfish, they had their family, how could they have done this? It's very clear. In their mind, it's very clear, because everybody has somebody. In their mind, they feel that they'll be okay, that their loved ones will be okay. But they are suffering every day. And what's worse about the day that they're already in is that they have to live through all of this tomorrow, the day after, next week, next month, next year. And they're wearing masks. They're wearing masks, and they're praying for a better day and for this anguish to lift. I want to show you something. When we look at Sean KNEELAND, we think he had everything. And so you would think these are all of his blessings. And so his cup is full. He's young, he's talented, he's got money, he's got a gift, everything. You would think it was full. Let me show you what MARSHAWN was feeling. Despite the money, despite the career, despite the girlfriend, despite the fact that he might even have known that he would be a father, despite his family, those that loved him, the fans, the fame, he still felt empty. Nothing held up. It went right through him, and the void was still there. He felt empty. And that's why I'm very patient with my boys, with Fumi Nation boys, Fumi Nation young men. I'm extremely patient with them because they need love too.
I'm just a bit emotional because I just realized, like, having your parents in your life or having healthy parents, it's a flex, bro. Because it's just like, so many times when I was young, I sold my morals, I lowered my standards because I didn't have guidance, I didn't know better, and I was just trying to survive with no help, no guidance on how to handle myself, on how to be a man. I just had to teach my shit, learn and just do the best I can myself, you know, getting, you know, put out at a young age and getting abandoned. Parents don't even check on you or none of that, bro. There's a different type of script. Oh, God. Like, yeah, I have my days where I smile, but I'm never done healing, bro. You know, healing isn't a 2-year, 3-year. This shit, them waves gonna hit you, bro. Like, just I sold my morals so many times because I didn't have nobody, bro. Like.
Because they need to be heard, they need to be listened, they need therapy, they need to be checked in on. And MARSHAWN needed to be checked in on. I am not saying they did not have any access to that. I'm saying that perhaps he needed a little bit more. And somehow, that Thursday, that was it. Mental health is real. Mental illness is real. And we go through all kinds of things in our lives. Every single one of us, we are going through something. And some of us are stronger than others. And some are not. They're just not that strong. And you have to check up on them. I also believe that MARSHAWN would have done this. It was coming because he was tired. And you have to pray for them. You have to. You have to pray for this suffering. For the suffering that they went through. For God knows how long. Because the thing is that when we say that they were selfish to do what they did, we were also selfish to want them to stay for us. And so I realized that you have to Try and put yourself in their shoes. We wouldn't do it. And so we think it's an impossibility. Again, I reiterate, he just had his touchdown on Sunday. But it didn't mean anything to him.
Time speaking to the media since the passing of MARSHAWN KNEELAND, Cowboys head coach Brian Schottenheimer confirmed that Kneeland's girlfriend is pregnant. Schottenheimer says the Cowboys organization created the MARSHAWN KNEELAND Memorial Fund to preserve his legacy and support his girlfriend and their baby. The defensive end died from an apparent self-inflicted gunshot wound. The team held a private candlelight vigil Tuesday night and will honor him the rest of the season.
MARSHAWN is just an example of so many young boys and men that are going through depression, deep depression, and they're struggling. I went through the closest that I can say of depression. Worst depression was in 2012 for me personally, and it was bizarre. It was a different kind of hell, because I had to live through this every day. And it was unbelievable how much energy it took for me to get up out of the bed. And I could not see any light. I couldn't see any light. And I would go for long walks because I suffered from cabin fever. If I stayed in the house too long, I couldn't trust myself. And that is the truth. I couldn't trust myself with what I would do or what I could do. And it really took for me a determination, a fight against myself to push through. Work became my therapy, so I just continued to work, and I refused to think about anything. I am so sorry, MARSHAWN, that you felt that this was your way out. I am sorry that you went through this for God knows how long, and you suffered. And I hope that you are at peace now with your mom. And we get a piece of you through your child that is yet to be born. I am sorry for those who take the ultimate decision to leave via suicide, because as dark as it is, that is not the solution. And it gets better. And I think that what makes me so sad, so sad, is that you would have made it through the dark, and you would have had a wonderful life. You just didn't make it. You have to believe in God. At the most terrible times, that's when He carries you. That is when he carries you through the fire. But it's not because they're selfish. It's not because they don't care. It's because the pain is so excruciating that for them there's no other way. And because I've gone through depression, I know what that feels like. I know what it feels like to think that this is your only way out. And I look back at 12, 13 years ago. That was 12, 13 years ago. And I'm so happy I'm here. I'm so happy I was able to crawl and drag my body through the dark. As bad as it is today, it's not a bad life. It's a bad day, not a bad life. And if you feel the same way the following day, I beg you, seek help, even from a stranger. Seek help. Ask for help. Cry out for help. Cry out, because it does lift. It does lift. I'm happy that you're with your mom. And I know your mom would be crying at the gates of heaven and said, MARSHAWN, I didn't want you to come. And he would have said, Mama, I couldn't stay. Don't forget to like, to subscribe. Hit the notification button. And I will see you sooner than later. All of my love.
And if I stumble and fall, if I make a mess of it all, remind me, babe, and I will do my best to recall.